Hey, what's up, my New World Defenders? This is Chris. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is going to be dedicated to all of those people who wish to um, really be prepared for situations, and any situation could be something you need preparation for. And I want people to use this Hurricane Irene, as a learning lesson to see what can happen when there are times of crisis. Now, something like a hurricane, you have days, sometimes up to maybe a week, to get informed and be able to prepare. And the one thing I noticed is, as I drove throughout towns, um, I didn't need to get any food or water because I had it already. But I had to stop at the post office the other day, and it's connected to a shopping center. So I went in to kind of see what's going on, and the shelves for water were empty. Now, this is a long shelf that always has hundreds of gallons of water completely gone. And this is basically this is an event that you have notice about. Now just imagine if something happened and it was split second. Like you wake up to a fire, or you wake up to some kind of, the absolute worst case, an invasion. It's not impossible. But my point of the matter is, don't always think that preparing means it's an end of the world scenario. But if a scenario hits you and you're not prepared, it could be an end of the world scenario for you, and pretty much that's all that matters. So stocking up on food, water, necessities like toilet paper, matches, batteries, things like that are things that you are going to need. Because the one thing I also noticed is, not only was it hard to get stuff, there will be people that will do things like price gouging. In other words, raising prices because people will need stuff. So last minute will end up costing you. You may either not get what you need, get less than what you need, get a substitute for what you need, or pay more for what you need. And sometimes it's all the above. Because if you're starving, or you're dying of thirst, you'll pay whatever amount it's going to cost. So use this event as a learning lesson. And I want people out there to start stocking up all around. And this is also something you want to help spread around, because most people tend to think selfishly. Now, let's put it this way. If you're the only person on your block that has food and water, and no one else on your block does, what do you think they're going to do? If they get any kind of word that you have food and water, and they haven't thought about it, they're coming to get yours. And sometimes you don't even have to tell people, because if they see you're the only house on the block with electricity, because you had some power inverter or some kind of generator, and no one else has it, desperate times seek desperate measures. So most people have the argument with, like, oh, well, if I tell people, people will know. Well, if you're the only house on the block that has a light out, that they can see through a window, they're going to put two and two together. But my point is, if you educate people and you help people, and that whole block ends up storing food and water, guess what? Now you have a whole block of people who will help defend that block. So it will help you in the long run. And people can't be selfish anymore. That's what caused these problems to begin with. As far as the banksters, the governments, and all these people the Wall Street people, they're greedy, selfish, inconsiderate, and only think about themselves. And we're the ones that suffer. So we got to learn to try things in another way. I understand it can be frustrating. I can understand it's painful. I mean, I've been doing this for months now, and I've only gotten, even on my other channel that I've been doing since February, I only have about almost 1,300 subscribers. There are some people that get that in an hour. So I know it's hard, and I know it's frustrating, but nothing worth having is easy. So put the work in, because if you educate other people, that's one less person you have to worry about trying to get your stuff. And you don't have to tell people. People are smart. They'll figure it out. So, doing the right thing and karma, they go hand in hand. I thoroughly believe in that, and I know a lot of people do. So while you have the opportunity, even if you can't afford a lot, do what I do. Buy a little bit at a time. Buy the necessities first, get the other things as you go, and buy them on sale so you could save money. But if you start now, you don't have to worry about a last-second event where you're waiting in line, hoping you can get something, and paying whatever price that they are offering for at that time. So they're all alternatives. And I think sometimes a crisis like this, knock on wood, thank God it wasn't something as devastating as they were all claiming it to be in the news media. But I think people will open up and say, you know what, number one, I can't trust what the media says completely because they try and over dramatize it to the maximum. I mean, if you were watching the news about this hurricane, you would have thought, cities were going to be blown out of the ground into the sky, and there would be millions of deaths. But that's number one. And number two, I should stock up on things. Because if you were waiting on those long lines to get gas, or you were waiting on those long lines to buy a battery or flashlight, and you paid whatever price they had, they gouged you, they got you. So don't let it happen again. Like they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So don't let it ever happen again. Like I say, guys, it doesn't have to be an end-of-the-world scenario to be a reason to be prepared. Something as simple as, a tree falls in front of your house and knocks out your power wires. Now you don't have electricity. If you have a power inverter or a generator, you fix that problem and your food doesn't go bad. So think smart, be prepared, and don't wait until last minute. Thanks, guys, for watching. This is Chris from New World Defenders, and I want you to join. Thanks for watching.